Okay, I've arrived at the highest point in Peterborough. By law, this has to be the tallest building. And when they build those flats, cranes are allowed to higher. Say lower. There are always applications to have higher buildings. I don't know. But presumably quite a long time ago, so you know, there are a lot of Victorian buildings. So if you're local, you may recognise a few places. If you're not, what you can tell on a sunny day is it's quite a green place. I mean, Peterborough is not a very big city, but it is a very green city, and it's got an award-winning park. Ferry Meadows is over there. But key to the history is if you go down the Nave Roof and you look into the woods over there, there is a limestone building. And that limestone building is now the kind of principal centre of the Sue Ryder Hospice. But that building was on the side there and was taken by one of Oliver Cromwell's lieutenants. They didn't like anything to do with Lady Chapels, it was too Catholic. But he got the stone and he put it there, and then he could look back on the cathedral which they desecrated. So that's nice. Okay, so what else can we see? Ely's over there, but you're going to have to believe me on that. This is on an island, which is, of course, around here we don't have hills, we have islands. And that, all that way, is off that east, is all towards the rising sun, S-U-N and S-O-N. But that, over there, the Fens is, you know, fertile land. Lots of our food comes from there. But this is the last piece of solid ground that's come all the way out from Dorset. So the limestone from which this is built is on a seam of limestone. It's come all the way out from Dorset, through the Chilterns, through the Cotswolds, arrives here, stops just there. Last place you can build a cathedral, unless you're in Ely, where there's a little bit of solid ground. But all that is what's known as Oxford clay. And Oxford clay is 5 houses, not so good for cathedrals, basically, because this building only has 6 foot and the way to do it holds it sort of together. It doesn't need Oxford. It's got some, but it doesn't need it. The actual weight will hold it together. So it's here on this last piece of solid ground. That's why it's here, because they wanted to Christianise the potential Danes and the other Scandinavians who are coming here. So there are lots of abbeys around this area trying to ensure Christianity is upheld in this remote part of England. So that's why it's here. Down there, the grey building is the university, opened in 2022. And over there, near to where that red sign for the food warehouse, beyond that, is the prison, which is an unusual, it's actually the country area, I think that's the lowest risk people. So it's in a residential area, but the prisoners sign in and out at the beginning and end of the day because they're tagged rather than great risk. So the prison is unusual in that there's a women's wing and a men's wing and next to each other. They don't mix, but they are in the same cell. Got a couple of mosques there with a similar capacity to the cathedral. And the minarets there too as well. So you've got the domes of the 2 mosques. Looking at the cathedral itself, you'll notice it's a bit lopsided, probably because they ran out of money. So you've got a complete tower which you'll go into on the right hand side, an incomplete tower on the left hand side. They may have run out of money, they may have found it starting to subside, we don't know. And having said that all cathedral and churches face east, you'll see the one down there, St John's, in what's known as Cathedral Square, does not quite face east, because in 1406, because of rising sea levels, they moved it from over there because it was sinking, and they put it there. And by then, Peterborough was too complete to have it going exactly heading east towards the rising sun. So that's why it's slightly skew with. But you know, the worst projections for rising sea levels around here